To the Abby Sports NFL Week 12 Kickoff Show. I am your host, the Commish, and as always, I am joined by Actively Lazy.
Yo,
Any thoughts on the college slate from yesterday?
let's see. Um, Milrow has improved a lot for as a passer. Just the fact that he was able to place that ball in the back of the end
Yeah, that
zone
was
like that to be catchable,
amazing.
yeah, that was a good throw. Like I don't think people understand the precision on that pass, regardless of whatever we think the defense should have been. It's not the first time Bama's done that to somebody, but like he dropped that in a bucket. That was impressive.
There's
And
always
then
something about the Iron Bowl that those kind of things
yeah, oh
happen.
yeah,
At least in Jordan Hare, those kind of things just seem to happen.
yeah. And then somehow I blocked it out my mind, but man, look, I know Marcus gets mad at me for saying this, but Ryan Day's a dud, man. And I was a fan of Ryan Day, but you got two expectations that need to be met at Ohio State. The first, depending on who you talk to, is to beat Michigan, and the second is to bring a national championship there, which one of those is kind of unreasonable every single year. The other one, for the last, I think they lost 10 in a row. So
What?
Ohio State had beat Michigan like 10 times in a row
Oh
or
yeah, yeah.
something like
Before
that.
that, yeah.
Yeah, before
Herb
that,
was
but
7-0. It might be
it's
8.
it's the way that
Herb
they've
won
been
7.
losing. Okay, yeah. So it might have been 8, but either way, it's the last three losses are bad. This one to me is the most embarrassing. They didn't even have their head coach. I had been saying offline that it was a Tesla. That even though Harbaugh wasn't coaching, it should still be fine, and that's still true. But nonetheless, you have to win that game. Like you just have to win that game. Thankfully for them, I guess that game no longer will decide whether or not that person goes to
Yeah,
the Big
and
Ten
that was the death
championship
of
and
an
things like
era
that.
too,
Yeah,
between the Pac-10 and the Big Ten, or
yeah,
whatever you want to
but
call
man,
them now.
it's
They
ridiculous.
You're losing all that. You're losing the Rose Bowl, the pageantry of that. So it's sad. I watched a lot of Pac-12 games towards the end of the season. I don't know because it's just something different. And usually they didn't compete, but it's something different. But I do like Oregon and I do like Washington this year. They're not beating Georgia, but I like those teams. I just think it's ironic that Michigan has done this by being the more physical team and dominating the line of scrimmage. And it didn't seem like they could do that when Herb was there, but now they just run the ball at will. And Ohio State had that one possession where they ran the ball like 12 times and scored, but they just run the ball when they feel like it. And McCarthy makes plays when they need to make plays, but they really do just run the ball down their throat, old school, and dominate them physically. And you even had one of the guys after games like they talk tough, but I don't know. I feel like Ohio State's become like the showboat school. A dude had an Apple Watch on during the game. They just have not, as the kids say, stand on business. They don't do that. They don't do that anymore. That's not them.
When you said that it officially becomes uncool,
Well, yeah, I'm working on that to make it like that.
but nah, you're right. Like a lot of talk. Also, you shared this on my friend Jamie on my host page, but whatever. But yeah, it's a lot of talk, and they got to do better. I mean, you got to show up. You got to show up at some point. I don't necessarily agree with going after Marvin Harrison with that particular talk because I mean, he shows up when they give him the ball. Like, he's the one guy that I think that would stand on business. But overall, man, like I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed in Ryan Day and disappointed in the program just because, again, if you can't overcome adversity, you're never going to win the national championship. And this is adversity. Like, you got to get over the hump. Like, all I'm seeing is what I think is kind of a step back over what we've been known to believe what Ohio State stands for. It's like they've become Georgia before they got over the hump.
Yeah, yeah. And also,
Like
I
they can't
think
beat Michigan.
they don't even like the Michigan games are more decisive than it was against Georgia. If they play another good team, Michigan like kind of. I mean, yesterday Michigan controlled that game. They were in it, but Michigan controlled that game. Oh, he says you got an echo.
Yeah, I told you so.
I think it's you though. I thought you
It's
were hearing my echo.
I don't think it's me.
What
Yeah,
is you echoing?
yeah, but I'm saying it's because your output is being picked up by another speaker that's also hooked to your mic. Yeah. I tried to explain this to him, people.
I know what you mean.
We need a tech support on site.
Yeah, we definitely do. 'Cause I didn't know.
But that's why I have your sound coming through my headphones rather than my camera.
I got you. You could explain that a little better. Then, but you don't. You said a little bit. I guess it's still.
Yeah.
Let's.
Also, Mark, don't call me Sandman off air, man. Don't call me Sandman off air.
That's what you put up on
because
there.
it's for Jamie's show, man. That's Jamie's thing.
You're catering to the. I won't say it, but you're catering to the.
I mean,
the audience.
You're streaming on his page for some reason. So.
What? I turned it off.
Nah, it's
Are you sure?
on my screen. Yeah, I can see it right now, but it's fine.
I can click it. Oh, I do see it. Oh, that's his personal one. Does he have two?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He likes football.
Maybe we should start
he picked Michigan, so I'm pretty sure he's not going to have a problem with anything we talk about.
Here's a link to your face. It said you'll need to go Facebook and delete the stream here. I tell him.
Yeah,
we got a good show here.
Yeah,
let's see if we can find the. I don't know. It's a struggle. It's always a struggle. Sound, internal speakers. So I tried the different computer today, and it did not work. Let's see. Audio. Blue ball. Oh, well. All right. Is Mark there? Can you hear me now? Still in the... Is it still making the noise?
Nah, I can hear you. Everything's good.
I turned you off, so that probably was a problem. Can you hear? Is it still making the noise?
Nah.
Okay.
All
right. Here we go. All right. He said I'll try not to again. Let's get to the NFL since we got it going on. All right, the Jags and the Texans. Jags 7-3, trying to get into like a mode where they can win this division. Texans, probably the surprise of the season, 6-4. 1:00, CBS. Jacksonville is favored by 1 point. How do you see it happening?
I think the Texans just have their number. So I got the Texans winning.
I don't know yet. I don't know, and it's definitely time.
They whipped them dudes. They whipped them dudes in Jacksonville.
But you could say they weren't
ready, and they are significantly better now than they were when they came in the time. Yeah, they whipped them dudes. So I mean, this is for the division too, which is something that we really need to talk about.
If they sweep them, that's it.
Yeah, which would then tell me that D'Amico Ryan is 100% coach of the year. You get this team in the playoffs, bro, that's crazy. And you won the division in the process. That would be crazy.
I agree with that if he's able to do it. But I will say that I don't want to count out Jacksonville. For some reason, they play better when Zay Jones is on the field. I got a guy at work who always tells me that. When Zay Jones is there, the offense is different. They got Calvin Ridley going last week. I might be a sucker, but I think I got Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville, they'll figure it out. I think they'll figure it out because I think they are better than I think they're better than the Texans. I think it's a nice little story, but I think they're better than the Texans. And better coach, even though I like D'Amico, but I think they're better coach. Jacksonville and the Texans, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, this is where we got to see there should be levels between Stroud and Sunshine. Everyone, Sunshine is like quietly polarizing. Some people think he's like top 5 and he's the reason they're winning. Some people think he's just another cog and like a very average quarterback. So this is where you can't lose this game for the division, and you have to show the difference in levels that there should be. So I believe in Sunshine to do that.
Yeah, it's tough because Jacksonville, when they do win, they won big over Tennessee. But when they do win, it's usually like there's something missing there. They can't put it all together. This is a team that people thought was going to win 12, 13 games maybe, and they haven't really shown that. So it's kind of, I don't want to say it's make or break, but it is kind of
it's make or break.
Where are you? How good are you?
Unless you think they're Super Bowl contenders, like they're still a young team with a young core.
Losing this division to the Texans this year will be absolutely embarrassing, bro. Absolutely embarrassing. It's inexcusable. Inexcusable. Nobody had these dudes doing anything. They got a rookie quarterback and a first-year head coach.
You're conflating two different things. If the Texans won 11 games and won the division, they get a pat on the back. That doesn't mean Jacksonville underachieved because another team's better than your preseason thoughts. That's crazy.
How do they jump you, though, bro?
Of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This team is supposed to be rebuilding.
Over and under more than 12 games. No one thought they were winning 12 games for real. People thought they were winning the division because they thought the Texans weren't good. CJ Stroud is having historic rookie years. So because CJ Stroud sounds better than y'all thought, that Jacksonville's underachieving if they win 11 games? That's crazy.
No, it's not even that they win 11 games. Like they have, like to me, this is the year you 100% have to establish yourself as the team of the division. It wouldn't get any easier than this. Like Stroud, Richardson, and we don't even know who really the Titans quarterback is. Like these are three teams that are in a flux where there was so much like crap going on in the organization. They're practically all three rebuilding, and Jacksonville's supposed to be the established franchise, and you don't win the division. I don't care about the total wins, but you don't establish yourself as the clear favorite and the clear winner of this division in a year where everybody else is down. That to me is under the definition of underachieving.
That's not how it works, bro. Unacceptable. You measure your success based on your bar, not someone else's. That's not how it works.
If their bar wasn't the division, then I don't know what they're doing.
No, you're saying that people should, because of the analysts and what they thought preseason, that's how Jacksonville should measure themselves? That's crazy.
But I think Jacksonville
measure themselves.
Jacksonville should be measuring. You want to tell me they measure them success about actually winning multiple postseason games? Because they've already won postseason games. So if you're telling me they measure their success by getting to a championship game, sure. But you're going to tell me because you thought the division sucks and now it doesn't, that they should somehow measure themselves by that? That's craziness.
Well, Allen's logic always goes shaky, but
that's cool with me. But ain't no way they looked at their schedule and they think that this year was gonna be a breeze.
You don't know how good these teams are preseason. That's crazy.
I mean, it's cool, man. It's cool. Like, I mean, we can agree to disagree.
I do think they had
obviously y'all's logic is more sound than mine.
And if they lose the division, I think that's a huge disappointment in the building.
Yeah,
I really do.
Crazy, man.
You get swept. Both things are true. You lose it. I mean, you still should be better. I don't care.
So if they lose the division, win 11 games, go to that. If they lose the division and lose 11 games and win 11 games, go to AFC Championship game. Those are disappointing.
Okay, but they got
the division doesn't matter.
If they get swept,
the division doesn't matter.
AFC Championship.
No one thought last year. No one ever thinks they're going to win games when they win games. Like that's not how it works. They don't need home field advantage. They're not better at home than the road. Like it is what it is. If they win, it's because they win. It's not because they got home field advantage and won the division. I don't believe in them, period. But I don't think it matters whether they win the division or not, how they're going to do in the playoffs. If they're playing well, they're playing well. Houston's playing well. If Houston outplays them, they outplay them.
If they have to go on the road to Buffalo, that's not going to be an easy thing.
We're not sure Buffalo making it. Hold on. If they got to go on the road to
but they got to go on the road to Baltimore, possibly Buffalo, Miami. Maybe that won't matter. But I mean, it's not going to be an easy path that they have to go through.
I don't think it's going to be an easy path if they're at home against those teams. That's what I'm telling you. It don't matter.
It won't be. Hey,
home field advantage is so overrated for 95% of the teams.
Let's do the Saints 5-5. The Falcons talk about bad divisions. Oh gosh, they are starting Ritter today. Allen, have you seen any improvements in the offense of the Atlanta Falcons?
I stopped watching because I was busy trying to get Matt Canada fired because I found something worse than Arthur Smith, which is really bad. Yeah, but no, like This is stupid, bro. This is stupid. This is almost as stupid as Salah thinking that putting in Boyle was going to change anything with Zach Wilson. They're the same
Sometimes
person.
you got to look at something different. You got to look at something different.
You've already seen what you got in Ritter. You already seen what you got in Heineken. You should have knew that beforehand. Like, there's no reason to even bring Ritter back, man. Just throw the season, man. Throw the season. It's stupid.
You got to do something. You got to do something.
No, you don't.
That's the quarterback you chose. You chose this quarterback to hit your wagon to, and he is not Sam Howell. For whatever you want to say about Sam Howell, you chose this quarterback. You chose this coach too. But I don't know. I don't see them winning. The Saints are really good against the run. Defense is good. We know we're not going to see.
Hold on. Is Derek Carr playing?
He is.
The only saving grace for them is that the Saints are not favored, because when it don't even matter if it's 1 point. Whenever Derek Carr is favored, he's like under 40%.
The line
so
is
let me get this.
-1.
I want to get this straight. So if a team is playing well and another team just happens to play better, that's a bad thing. But if a team is playing average and they can win a division, they should tank.
Well, I mean, the expectations. If you
I was just talking.
Your young team.
Expectation, the media. Atlanta had expectations this year. So whose expectations are we talking about? Only the media? Atlanta clearly had expectations.
I mean, the coach might get fired. The coach might get fired. So
Atlanta had it easier than anybody too, preseason wise, according to the schedule. But I mean, they had the easiest schedule coming into the season. And they have definitely underachieved in plenty of spots. So I'm not defending that.
Why should they be taking?
I was saying they should take because have you looked at their offense?
Yeah, they shouldn't be tanking. They should be making the playoffs. Atlanta's got to put their foot forward. They got to see what they got with Ritter. I mean, everyone who watched college knew Ritter sucked. I don't think we're on different pages there, but they got to see what they got. I mean, 7 games ain't enough for a second-round pick. That's not realistic. Not for Taylor Heineke.
But how do you see what you got when you won't use the weapons that you put out there?
I've seen what they got. I've seen
they don't throw the ball to these dudes, bro.
I've seen what they got.
I mean, they certainly have a horrible offensive game plan. They certainly, I mean, even Detroit is using Gibbs more than they're using Robinson. And they actually have a good back. It's wild. It's weird. It's weird. I'm not saying that they're well run by any stretch, but I mean, I understand going back to Ritter for sure.
Who do y'all have?
Atlanta at home.
We do that every time.
That's when really gets going. Really,
we do that every time.
Relatively speaking.
Yeah.
What, he trashed the team? Did he pick them?
Yeah, I mean, I was right there with them.
Give me the Saints, but you can't. Now, Corey,
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Maybe the only quarterback prospect in the last 10 years that 100% agreed on was Derek Carr. At one time, you said, I think he's scared of the pressure that his brother had. And it seems like that. He had to watch his brother get hit like that. But I'm taking the Saints. They're better defensively. They're going to stop them. They're good against the run. They're going to stop them. They'll score enough. What is his name? Grady Jarrett is out for the season. Give me this. I mean, it's not a strong play. It's not a strong, but I mean, you're acting like Atlanta is like.
No, I'm laughing at Collie say home field don't matter.
Speaking of misuse, speaking of it, that's pretty good. And it don't matter for 95% of the teams, but when you bag, you bag. And so what I will say is that if we're talking about misusing weapons, I think Kamara got 11 touches last week, 9 carries. 9 carries the week before. That's their only guy besides Olave, and he did single-digit touches. It's insane.
They made him into Shane Vereen. He's not running the ball anymore.
Man, I heard that name.
That's not even. That's what they do. They made him into a glorified Shane Vereen. No slander. I'm saying that's how they use him. He can run the ball.
I'm gonna say it, I'm coming for Dennis Allen though. Soon I'm done with Arthur Smith because that team ain't it, bro.
Probably the game of the week, even though I don't think anybody believes that they're gonna win, but the Bills are gonna win. They could, but I don't think anybody believes it. The game of the week is the Bills and the Eagles. I looked at some of the stats, and if you look at some of the stats, basically the Bills actually have a higher point differential than the Eagles, like 114 versus plus 60. But the what is always come down to is the Bills don't execute in close games, and the Eagles do.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts is a lot better than Josh Allen, and the Eagles are more talented in their defense. Part of the execution, part of the execution is the defense playing really well and people not dropping balls. But yeah, Jalen Hurts is a lot better than Josh Allen. So
I got a bad feeling.
Are y'all ready?
Gabe Davis not dropping that pass. That's all I know.
Are y'all ready to stop asking what's wrong with the Eagles and doing the first take?
Been on that for 3 weeks. I mean, it's not gonna look exactly like last year, but they win. So I'm not worried about it.
I got off of that like within the first 4 games. All right. So we are in week 10. I haven't asked that for over.
Y'all asked me that 3 weeks ago about their offense. It wasn't that long ago.
I don't recall that, sir. Pull the tape.
They were last
Pull
year.
the tape.
I mean, attrition's a real thing. You know, I'm so I
before I called the upset, y'all asked me about that.
Did I know they're gonna be? Huh?
I said before I called the upset against the Jets, and y'all asked me that.
I know for one thing, I know they're better than the 49ers. How about that?
I don't know that. I don't know which games you're watching. I don't know that at all. I'll put some money on it when they play.
Yeah,
if you want
we'll see.
I'll put some money on it when they play.
They've been more healthier than the 49ers. They've been healthier than the 49ers.
We can settle it. We can settle it when they play.
I feel real icky betting on the Eagles. I already did one time for the Cowboys.
How much money you give?
I don't know who I'd rather.
Tony, put it up.
100.
You just let me know.
I don't know who I'd rather be happy. Would I rather you and Richard? Would I rather Richard and John be happy, or would I rather you two be happy? So there's no winners.
I think we know the answer to that.
You better pick.
I know we know the answer to that.
Yeah, for your safety.
It does bother me when Philly fans happy though. It really does like get out of my skin, man. Like y'all, it's been my whole life, but since I known them dudes, there's a lot of Philly fans in my life. It really does.
Yeah, they too dirty to be smug. I will say that. I don't like that. Philly way too dirty to be smug.
There's a situational angle here for the Bills, but that their defense, man, like it just they don't have anything for real to stop the Eagles. That's what scares me. I mean, they can keep it close, but in order for them to win, the Eagles have to be uncharacteristically sloppy, and we just haven't seen it to that level yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
when they do,
also
it's like turnover from Allen. It's one turnover from not Allen. It's one turnover, usually a fumble, maybe an interception from Hurts, and then he recuperates.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if the Bills outscore them, is what I will say.
Yeah, if it's a shootout. But the thing too, the tush push or the brotherly shove. I hate saying tush push. The brotherly shove is ridiculous. They really are starting 1st and 8. And that's a huge advantage. Right? I think that's maybe the difference. They only got to get 8 yards.
Yeah, no, it's maybe true.
7 sometimes.
It's definitely an advantage.
What your defense is. So
no, I mean it's definitely an advantage.
So yeah,
they're not the only ones that can do it though. Absolutely.
No, they're not.
Well,
no, it's not. There's another team that does. I forget that has.
Okay.
No, somebody else has just a good opinion.
I mean, it's all his staff, the Cardinals and the Colts. The other 2 teams.
Was it Michigan or was it Washington? They did a fake tush push and they did a pitch. I think it was Washington.
Yeah,
might have been Oregon. It was nice. It was real nice.
Yeah,
the quarterback even came up to the line like he was going to do it, and then the pitch. It was
good. They thought it was a fumble rooski, and I was like, no.
That's how Philly did it too. Philly did it.
Allen is 1-5.
I mean, what you have to do? Hold on, just on the tush push. On the tush push, I do want to give a little credit because Brady also was like a 98% on the quarterback seat. The difference is Philly is ready to use it in ways that other people do not. They're ready to do on their own 25-yard line with 4 minutes to go in the game. They're ready to do it. It's also, you got to give them for actually having the cojones to do it. And situations where you should be punting.
I agree with that too, because they're gonna do it. If it's short, they're gonna do it. I mean, sometimes they consider on 4th and 2, like even in their own territory on 4th and 2, they'll think about it. So I think we lost him. Who we got?
I got the Bills. I got the Bills to cover the 3.5.
I can see the Bills covering. I'd be shocked, but I've been shocked before. But it's in Philly. I don't know what you'd have to have Stephon Diggs go off. I got a feeling. This is what I was going to say. Possible. I got a feeling that if they lose this game, Stephon Diggs gonna go off. He gonna hit a cameraman. We gonna see him throw something in the locker room.
Every time they lose, he acts like that, man. Like, I don't get it. You got the most targets in the league, bro. Like, what more do you want other than the actual win? Like, your whole complaint is that you're not getting the ball, but you getting the ball more than anybody. I don't understand.
You'll be like, you got to get me more involved. Man,
bro, he got like 115 targets on the season. The next person got like 60.
Michael Thomas sometime though. I be seeing where he coming from.
That's before we move on. His brother came out and said, we got to get him out of here. And then he said, that's just family. You don't know. There's not, Corey, has there ever been a job that you didn't know if I was happy or not? And vice versa.
He knows.
Your brother knows. Your brother knows if you like your job or not. This is not, you can't lie. Maybe your mom goes off. Maybe your sister, you could say they get emotional. Your brother knows if you like your job or not.
Especially if he got the exact same job as you.
If I like your job or not.
Especially if y'all got the same job and work in the same industry.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Exactly. Like, what do you think they talking about? What do you think they talk about together?
I did like the response though. He was like, "Man, I can't control what other people say."
Other people.
That's fact.
And he can read your body language. He's your brother. Steelers and Corey, did you pick who you got?
I got the Bills to cover. Bills to cover, Eagles to win.
All right, let's do the Steelers and the Bengals. Corey, you can do it. Can they survive without Joe Burrow?
They weren't surviving with Joe Burrow, but sorry.
Come on, Scott, don't do that. Don't.
They weren't. What was their record? 5-5? What was their record? 5-5?
I think they were one game over.
No, they were on their way, man.
I know who they did.
He was hurt.
I know who they did survive against. I know who they thrived against.
Who?
The Niners.
That wasn't the Niners. That was the 40s because we didn't have our squad.
You had your best player, and at some point you had to. I know you switched
horses.
Oh, we did.
Didn't play.
Trent Williams, the best player on the team.
Trent didn't play.
We're gonna address this at some point when I got like a Christmas
if we
break
do address
it,
can we address it with somebody?
Can we address it with somebody? You trying to slay? You trying to?
No. Whoa. First and foremost, I just said he won't what everybody was saying. 2, I love McCaffrey now, and I think he's amazing. However, Elijah Mitchell can't get a touchdown, and I saw him lead the league in yards per carry for the squad. So if you are elite, you should be looking like the best running back in the league. I'm not sure McCaffrey's the most talented running back in the league. I'm not. I'm just saying.
He's supposed to touchdown every game.
He's really good. I'm just saying. We saw Deebo Samuel look like a best running back in the league when they were giving him touches in this offense. So I'm not. No. Don't get me wrong. He's very, very good. I'm just not sure that he's the best in the league. I'm not sure that if you put an Alvin Kamara when he's fully healthy, it looks that much different. McCaffrey's a better runner than Kamara for sure. McCaffrey's very, very good. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all. Hey, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying if you put Joe Mixon in the offense, does the production look 90%? Probably.
I'm be honest with you. Probably the same, but they hype it up more because it's McCaffrey.
No. Well, McCaffrey can do so many different things, right? So he can catch the ball. You can put him at receiver. Like there are different things he can do that helps the
He can
offense.
play quarterback too.
I mean, he does supercharge your offense. He makes
Yeah,
your
he
offense
does.
kind of.
He does. I'm just saying that was a perfect marriage. Is all I'm saying. It was a perfect marriage.
All right, Alan. This is your subject matter because you're a hater on every offense coordinator in the league. But this is somebody that
sucks. Tom Brady came out and said what I've been saying all year, and everybody was like, "Yo, that's facts. That's facts." You know what? Because Tom said it is fact. It's terrible.
Well,
I've been saying it for years, bro. Years. I've been saying that, and Tom Brady comes out and goes, "Oh, the mediocrity. They don't develop quarterbacks." And then when he says it, he gives a 30-second clip, and everybody's like, Tom's got a point. But I say it every week. I'm a hater.
Tom, an old hater. He the same guy. Bro, everybody, all them old heads do this once they retire, bro. Then the game sucked. He ain't saying nothing to say about it while he was playing. Now a year removed, the game is trash.
It is trash.
I think he said it one time in Tampa. I do think he said it.
Will the Steelers' offense improve?
A lot more hating coming, though. You best believe a lot more hating is coming. Because when you're that good, how are you going to accept any kind of mediocrity?
Manning ain't got no issue with it. He ain't out here hating. Some people just haters.
Man, I don't know. I watch Manning cast, man.
He said one thing, bro. He didn't mention anybody.
They be tripping. They don't be hating. There's a difference. They not talking about the overall game, but if somebody tries, they can say they trash.
The only person I saw trip on was Zach Wilson, and that's warranted. He dropped back 30 yards. So yeah, Matt Canada sucks. Maybe we can get past that, but I'm not even gonna hate on Tomlin.
Never recover.
I said last week, Corey, this is a promise. If Tomlin takes him to the playoffs, I will apologize to the man for all slander. All slander.
And they ain't gonna win no more, bro. He said that so they could lose, bro. He reverse jinxed them. He was like,
Listen,
Matt Canada, in all my years of watching football, first of all, he got a quarterback with no arm, and the majority of their passes are outside the numbers. He won't throw to the middle of the field.
Taking 20 seconds to develop.
Yeah, and you shouldn't do that with anybody, but you definitely shouldn't do that with a dude with a questionable arm.
You want to know why he stopped throwing across the field? Because every time the dude had to read anybody in between the numbers, he threw it to the other team. Did you notice that the turnovers dropped when that started happening? He can't read in the middle of the field. It's too much traffic. If you got no on the outside, there ain't no traffic. You're just going incomplete pass.
Some mesh concepts would help. That's easy to read.
You also got
and the other thing about Canada is
every play.
Yeah, if there's anybody that,
that's what it is. The receivers get bunched up in the same spot. That's horrible play design.
They're running into each other.
That's not good.
That's not good.
I got a clip. I will go back and find it, bro. On the all 22s. I kid you not. They lined up trips. Them boys was literally standing 3 yards apart. I was like, what is this? What is it? They fighting for the ball. Rough. They fighting each other for the ball over the defenders.
It's real rough. What who y'all got?
Steelers.
Steelers better win.
I hope not. If they lose,
I wouldn't be shocked though. I'm
gonna be upset.
No, know that sometimes you get a charge when you switch things up. Sometimes you just.
Sometimes, but you would think that they would have they would feel free without having Canada in there. You would think there'd be some sort of freedom. I don't know.
Well, I know they can start calling plays that ain't in the shotgun now, so maybe that'll open up the playbook a little bit.
I don't know. They either hit and drop. They fighting each other and everything. Did you hear about Minka and Najee getting into a fight?
No, but that.
Yeah. Oh no, it was Deontay Johnson. Sorry, Deontay Johnson.
Oh, I was about to say. Well, either way, I'm not sure why either one of them would do that with Najee, but
yeah. Oh man, they got a lot of craziness going on. Was those the 3 games that he did? Nah, hold on.
I could also see them thriving off of that though. They the type that a little fight ain't gonna hurt them.
Browns at the Broncos. Broncos favored by 1.5. Are you in agreement with me that the Broncos offense really ain't that good, but they just getting it done?
No, it's awful. It's still awful. The defense stepped up, and that's the biggest difference. The defense is like the traditional code that we know. So I think that's the biggest difference. Nah, that offense is definitely the baby. The defense been what's carrying them.
I wanted to take the Browns in this spot to win, but it's DTR's first road game, so I kind of got to wait and see. I wasn't eager as I would have been if it was Deshaun Watson, obviously.
Yeah. Why they stopped starting PJ Walker? They just said that they got to give a young kid a chance.
Well, I think they wanted DTR to go originally, but that first game it was like an emergency thing, and then I think they wanted to give him a couple more weeks to get acclimated with the game before they threw him back out there. That's my assumption because he played in the emergency spot, and PJ Walker was the third string, and then they brought PJ in because he had a rough go of it in that game. I think it was it the Steelers or somebody that he played or Texans or something?
It was tough. Yeah.
So I want to say they just wasn't ready to throw him in there at that particular time, and they used PJ for the veteran presence and then brought him back when they felt like he was ready. Because there won't no real reason for them to make the switch other than that they thought he was ready the second time around.
Yeah, I mean he still don't look ready, but
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna take the Browns here. I think their defense is just too good, and I think that they can get enough out of Ford and Hunt against a pretty suspect team that when it comes to run defense. So I'm gonna take the Browns here. I like the Browns. I just think they're so much better.
Yeah, I think defense travels too with these guys for sure, and they're 100% the best defense that Russell has played. And he's not moving around like that. And Sutton ain't gonna always be down there when he throw it up. So
no.
We'd be super quick with this. Panthers, Titans. Who you got?
Titans, I suppose.
All right. I'm gonna hope for the Panthers. My man Bryce is having a terrible go at it. Patriots at the Giants, another trash game. Who you got?
If they play Zappy, I got the Patriots. If not, I got the Giants.
Yeah, I'm Team Zappy as well, but I haven't heard anything about it.
They said both gonna play. Both are gonna play.
Okay. Oh God, both are gonna play. We are slandering you, Ronnie. We are 100% slandering you. Sorry, RC. Let's see. Here we go. Bucks at Colts. Colts 5-5 despite losing Anthony Richardson. I still think Steichen doing a decent job there. He got a whole lot of talent, but I'm gonna side with the Bucks here in a small money line upset.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've actually they haven't been winning games, but I've gained an appreciation for how the Bucks have been playing.
Yeah.
So I think I like them. I mean, Jonathan Taylor being back does help Indy, but overall, I like the Bucks here. I think they can stop the run, and that'll give Minshew some problems.
Yeah, that was one of my things too. I was telling people like this doesn't seem like a spot where I feel like the Bucks should be that big of a dog. I mean, it was almost 3 points at one point. I just think that's kind of crazy. Let's see. I think we got the Sunday night and Monday night games. We'll knock those out real quick. Ravens at the Chargers.
Chargers look like they're trying to make a little run like they normally do. They get hot at the end. But I'm going to be very disappointed if Lamar don't light them up. I mean, very disappointed.
Lighting them up is kind of a like. I mean, it's almost a given at this point. Like I don't understand, and I had a little rant about this that I was going to say too. I don't understand these coaches who do stupid things or suck and don't want to be criticized. Like Staley had the audacity to act like somebody questioning him as the defensive play caller was absurd. Like, sir, have you seen your defenses since you took over? Did you see your defense before you took over? It's actually worse since you've taken over. So, I mean, I think that's something that, should happen. Like, people should ask, when you going to get that up, bro? When are we going to see some improvements? And it ain't because of a lack of talent. So, you muted yourself. I'll unmute you.
People just sensitive to the truth. So that's all it
is. Ronnie said, just post it. Don't say it. Whatever, man. You get out of here. Hey, yo, he said Staley the White Tomlin. You take that back. You take
Nah,
that.
that's disrespect.
Yeah, that's why your computer messed up.
No.
It's a situational spot for me with the Chargers to back them with the points. And I know people have been saying this all season about like desperate teams. I ain't seen a desperate team win yet, man. Every time they say, "Oh, this team really needs this win," they still get whipped, bro. So I'm not even buying that.
Agreed with that.
Let's see the last game. He doesn't have the ticker up, but it's fine. Bears at the Vikings. Vikings favored by 3, over under 44. The Josh Dobbs factor is still rolling strong. What you think?
Two things. One, the line looks a little shaky. I would figure it'd be at least 5 for Vikings based on how they've been playing. But I liked what I saw from Fields last week. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But I think he played pretty well. And it seems like Chicago's defense is solid now, too. And I think Dobbs is getting a little bit too much hype. I mean, we've seen this guy play enough to know that he's not like the guy. Mm-hmm. So I think I like the Bears to cover here, and it wouldn't shock me if an upset outright happens.
Yeah, I would buy the hook up to 3.5 because it wouldn't shock me to see the Bears trick it up in the end too, man. Because they look so good. Yeah, they look so good for like the majority of that game against the Lions. I really thought they was gonna pull it off to the point where I had turned the game off. I think with about 5-6 minutes left, thinking that it was a wrap, and then come back and was like, wait, they lost, and then I saw the replay of the ending, and I was like, what in the world, bro? I don't understand, man. I'm not gonna get fired, man. I'm not gonna say nothing too crazy, but that's a good division game, and I agree with you. It wasn't even the addition of Sweat for real. I think run defense wise, they were actually pretty solid, but adding Sweat gives them a premier pass rusher now, like which is what they were missing. And I think, even I go through this sometimes where I understate how important it is to have at least one guy that's got to be double teamed on that front, man. Like it just helps so much. And it makes other quarterbacks get a little shaky. Dobbs has gotten lucky. I wish we had the stats on what should have been picked and wasn't picked for him because it's a whole lot. But one thing about him, he's getting the ball to his playmakers, which is something that other teams are struggling with. But he's going to find Addison, he's going to find Hawkinson, and then he's going to make it up to you to stop him. And then he's quick to make decisions, even if they're not the best decisions. When he decides to run and things like that, like that's to me, from what I've seen, is the difference between him and Pittsburgh. And then those first couple games with the Cardinals is like he's just more or less like I ain't got nothing to lose, so I'm gonna do it, whether it's a throw or run, and it's paying off for him in this instance. So, but he's raising the profile of backup quarterbacks because I've heard so many people say, man, we need to find a Josh Dobbs because again, quarterbacks are getting hurt and things like that, but there's a reason why guys like Dobbs don't start. Like I was telling somebody the other day, there's only a few Geno like instances that we could point to in the NFL. If you suck, you generally that's what you are. You suck. You don't usually turn it around.
Yeah, and I mean systems help everything, right? Like so many coordinators don't play complementary to their actual people. Like, Purdy's Purdy, and I'm a big Purdy fan, but certainly if you put Purdy in Pittsburgh, he doesn't fare well.
No, not at all.
There's a lot more nuance. There's very few quarterbacks you can put them anywhere and they're going to always succeed.
Yeah, Kylie's asking if Phil's he said has his eyes developed, or do they have him just throwing checks and running at the moment? I didn't see a whole lot of checking down in that.
Yeah, no. I mean Fields hasn't been. I don't think he was checking down before he got hurt.
No, the touchdown pass to Moore. Was a perfect read in that game. I think he looked off the safety and threw it in the seam before the safety could get back. Which I laughed about it, but it was very Stroud like because that's Stroud's like biggest asset is that he's looking guys off on these deep passes. That's why Tank Dell and these guys are getting open down the field. But his eyes are working appropriately, and it looked like Fields was using that too. I don't understand other than the fact that the Bears just don't know how to develop talent, apparently, because Fields was talented enough to be a decent NFL quarterback. He didn't have to necessarily be the best, but he was serviceable as somebody that could win you 6-7 games just off his ability alone. and these dudes can't get but like 2 or 3 at the most with them. So I don't understand what's going on over there.
Yeah, no. I feels it played different. He wasn't running enough before he left, in my opinion, but he's definitely been better. I think DJ Moore helped him out. It stinks it gets hurt because I think he had a chance to show that he could be with them moving forward. And now, if their record's too bad, I think they have no choice but to go get someone else.
Yeah. Let's get your DFS studs this week.
Yeah, I know I just talked trash about him, but Minshew's too cheap on DraftKings, so I do like him. I love White for Tampa Bay this week, as well as Mike Williams. And then I think ETN has a good bounce back game. He's been out a lot. So those are my biggest ones. Also, Kyler's Kyler. He's still not expensive enough. You know what he's going to do. He's going to run around, try to make plays. And I don't mind pairing him with Dortch. Dortch is 3.3 on DraftKings. I will have him in just about every entry.
Game we didn't cover, but I'm going to put it as my best bet. I think the Raiders cover against the Chiefs today. 9.5 is a lot of points, man. I was very impressed watching the Raiders. I watched that entire game last week for the simple fact that I didn't think that they would cover because when coach changes are made, typically around that second, third game, you see some fall off. But they fought and they covered that game, and they actually played well enough that if the ball had to bounce their way a couple times, they might have came out there with a win. But it was the fact that they were competing against a team that I just knew that they were going to blow that defense out the water, man, with all that speed. But they were able to contain it, and I think they're getting a lot of points against the Chiefs team that they just haven't blown anybody out in the last year and a half when they've won. They win games, but they're not covering 9-point spreads lately.
No, I gotta agree with you, man. They definitely took on his personality, for sure. So like, there's something to be said about that. And Josh McDaniels better never work because it's clear they not only took on his personality, but they're doing things despite that man.
Yeah.
Never get another job. But I agree, the Chiefs can't score. They're getting respect like it's 2020, and they can't score. So how are you putting a team that's a defensive team with a quarterback that makes occasional plays and game manages? How are you giving them 10 points against a team that's been playing well? So I got to agree with you.
All right. Ronnie said there's no Max Crosby, but I mean, dude, like from a gambling standpoint, Taylor Swift is worth more against the spread than Max Crosby this year. So, I mean, I get that he's out and it can change the elements. But again, we're talking about a Kansas City offense that even when they pass the ball, you know, it just hasn't looked good. So, I think, you know, we were, you know, half joking about Aiden O'Connell when we were hyping, but he is better than Jimmy G. And we know that he can pass the ball. He's a capable passer. Josh Jacobs is a capable runner, and they do have a wide receiver one in Devontae Adams that can, and Jacob Myers too, who's been a stud. My bad, bro. But yeah, so I think again that is my best bet today. Just taking all the points that I can get with them. Which to me, you know, is a pretty solid bet this week. It was kind of strange to see it at 9.5 for real, especially with the Chiefs coming off a bad loss. Even if they bounce back, I don't anticipate it to be like that. Like you're talking about them blowing them out in Vegas. Kelsey and them already just waking up probably. Anybody you want to free before we go?
Yeah, got to do it. Free my boys, all my boys in Pittsburgh, man. The Kenny Pickett experiment. Like, how come he don't get the same level of scrutiny that other quarterbacks get for being absolute trash? So free everybody in Pittsburgh, bro. Them receivers and running backs don't deserve that.
In a rare occurrence, I will publicly apologize to Ben Garcia, who hated Kenny Pickett from the first day he laid eyes on him.
My boy tried.
He said, yo, if we get Pickett without Addison, we might as well throw the whole thing away. And he was right.
I mean, facts. You could see it was Jordan Addison. That's what I'm saying. These quarterbacks that play in these small divisions that have elite receivers, what are we talking about? They always open, bro. They don't even look nowhere else.
He's right, man. Let's see. Who do I want to free? I mean, obviously Kyle Pitts, but that goes without saying. Yo, free the Kansas City Chiefs from Scantling, man. Get him out of there. Y'all got to put some respect on.
Y'all gotta put some respect on Eric Bieniemy's name a little bit.
Yo, might actually want to free Eric Bieniemy for real because they be trying to throw my man under the bus, bro. I'm like, dude,
right? The offense ain't the problem. They score.
Yeah. Ain't but so much he can do. He can't call defense. I'm sorry.
Yo, I got a non-traditional free. Free my boy Caleb Williams. I've never seen someone scrutinized for playing well so much. Like, come on, bro. And he gonna go to a crap team, and then they're gonna try to blame him. But free my boy Caleb Williams, man.
I will say they did. Somebody put up a graphic after he lost to UCLA. I think was it UCLA or it might have been UCLA. He threw for like 350, 60 yards, like 2 touchdowns, but he had an interception on there, and it was like, oh, you want this as your first round pick? I'm like, yeah. I was more upset about him crying in his mom's arms than any of the things he's done on the field.
Y'all toxic, man. Y'all toxic.
I am toxic. I ain't gonna lie. I am toxic.
My man can't hug his mom when basically last college game.
Not at all. My son climbing in his mom's arms right now, and I pull him out. I don't like it. No. Man,
if your son dropping 40 every week and still losing, there ain't nothing he could do. That's frustration, bro. That man need to be able to.
If we care that much, then we gotta fight. I don't want to see you crying. Go on over there and fight.
All I'm saying, y'all killing people don't care. Then when they cry, it's an issue. He cared. He wanted to win. He could have just said, "This team trash. Let me pack it in. I ain't even playing no more. My stock going down from playing with you bums. I'm out." That's what he should have done.
It was the crying and then saying he wanted to go home to his cats. That it was like
I can't rock with the cats. I can't rock with the cats. That's not a good look for light skinned folk. I can't rock with the cat. You can't be in LA and saying all you need to go home to is some cats and you Caleb Williams. That ain't enough. That ain't enough.
The same cats that Pete Carroll might have ran from or something like that. Yeah, you go home to them cats.
And you might need to do some. No, never mind.
All right, we're gonna end it there, man. I appreciate you, Corey. Y'all pray for RC's computer. See if we can't get tech support to fix that, and we will catch y'all next week.
I have to pour one out. I don't know. That might be past what the Lord gonna do with it. You can pour it out and ask for another one. And we can be done praying for that. Pray for a new blessing.
It is Cyber Monday tomorrow, so maybe we can figure something out.
There you go. There's got to be. Go fund me. That's what you got to raise.